Trojan Sports Now.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Danielle Percival without Jonathan Sellers this week, who is under the weather. We certainly wish him well, but glad to have you join us. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Sports. The Trojan men's basketball team mounted a massive second-half comeback Sunday, but fell just short of a win. The men erased a 20-point halftime deficit, but fell victim to a last-second shot in a 68-66 loss to South Alabama in Mobile. The Trojans trailed 47-27 early in the second half, but took a lead at 59-57 with over 5 minutes to go and seemed poised to complete the comeback as they led 64-63 with less than 2 minutes to go. However, with the score tied at 66, South was able to hit the final bucket with 1.8 seconds remaining to snag the win. Emil Jones led Troy with 13 points and 10 rebounds for his third double-double of the season. 4 other Trojans were in double figures as well, with Will Weathers and Justin Wright scoring 12 and R.J. Scott and Allen Jones contributing 11. The Trojans then returned home Thursday night looking to get back on the winning track against Florida International, but a hot start wasn't enough to get past the Panthers. The Trojans took a 12-2 lead to start the game Thursday night, but Florida International outlasted Troy and won 63-50. With 7 minutes to go in the game, Justin Wright made a layup to bring the Trojans within 1, but during the remainder of the game, the Trojans only managed 5 more points.
Started the game off pretty good, and then I guess after we got to 12 points, from that point on, we struggled the rest of the game trying to score baskets.
The 50 points the Trojans scored was their lowest total this season, but it wasn't just missing shots that cost the team.
We just got to take care of the ball better. I mean, we got to get the loose balls. They got every loose ball tonight. There was balls on the floor we didn't dive for. I mean, there's a lot of things that we didn't do that we've been doing all week in practice. So in order to win close games like that, you got to get those 50-50 balls that they got all of them. We didn't get any of them. So, I mean, they beat us on the offensive glass. They just outplayed us tonight. They out-hustled us. They did everything better than us tonight.
Troy's record now sits at 7-14 and 2-8 in the Sun Belt. And for these players, they know they've got to step it up to get back on the right track.
We got to get better every game, and I feel like we do that some games. Some games I think we regress by doing little things when we're not doing things we should.
I've never experienced anything like this. This is like the toughest season individual I've ever had. 7-14. But as a team, we all like each other. We all hang around each other. That helps out, with what's going on the court. So hopefully sooner or later that turns around.
The women also had their trouble with the Jaguars this past Sunday, but it wasn't a last-second shot that cost them the game. The Trojan women's basketball team fell to South Alabama 63-26 on Sunday. Brooke Bowie, D'Angela Sword, and Sarah McCapian led the team in scoring as they each recorded 4 points. It is the first time Bowie has led the Trojans in scoring and McCapian's third time in 4 games. The 26 points on Sunday was the lowest point total for the Trojans all season, and the 37-point deficit was the largest the Trojans have lost by on the year. But Thursday night, they too returned home to face FIU and were looking to pick up their first victory on the home court. However, they were unable to do so, falling to the Golden Panthers 65-41. The Trojans were up by as many as 5 in the first half and went into halftime only down by 1, but FIU took control in the second half. Troy only managed 7 points in the final 10 minutes of the game. D'Angela Sword continued to lead her team in scoring, totaling 18 points in her 50th career game as a Trojan. Head coach Mike Murphy says poor shooting proved costly in the game.
Defensively, we really did a good job guarding their stuff, rebounding the basketball. Offensively, we missed a lot of really good shots, and that's been the really frustrating thing for the better part of the season. And it's we're getting good shots out of our scheme. We're sharing the basketball. We're just not, getting the thing to go in.
Football season is over, but fans can already look ahead to the 2012 season. Wednesday was National Signing Day, and the Trojans announced their 2012 signing class. The team signed 23 players to national letters of intent, including 10 in-state players. Head coach Larry Blakeney says he's proud of this class and his staff.
Our coaches have worked as hard as I believe they ever have in trying to put this class together. And, it's like every class we've ever had. We won't know how good this class is till a year or two down the road. Some of them we'll maybe know by fall, but most of them we won't know how good they are, how good this class is cumulatively till they've been together and been here.
This year's signing class reloaded on defense, signing 13 players, including 6 defensive backs and 10 players on the offensive side of the ball. And just like football, baseball season isn't here yet, but it is just 2 weeks away. And while many star players from last season's defending Sun Belt Championship team have graduated, a few star players have returned, including starting pitcher Tyler Ray. Ray has already been named to several 2012 All-American lists, and as Taylor Burke tells us, after Ray's success last season, all eyes will be on number 12.
Senior starting pitcher Tyler Ray will enter into his final season in a Trojan uniform following a stellar junior year, which saw Ray capture the Sun Belt Pitcher of the Year award behind a 12-0 record as a starting pitcher and a 2.39 ERA. But Ray says that all of the credit from last season's success goes to his teammates and the coaching staff.
It wasn't able to happen without, the effort we put in as a team. We had a very good team last year. 12-0 just absolutely shows how we can hit the ball and play defense, and not just get out there and do strikes and win ball games. The 3 ERA just leads back to defense too.
Just put together probably one of the best pitching performances in a season that I've seen in my career. So after his 12-0 season last year, he's in shape to break a lot of really big records, including our own career wins here at Troy, the Sun Belt Conference's career wins.
Ray was the only pitcher in the nation last season to have 12 wins and 0 losses. He finished the 2011 season tied for 7th in the nation in victories. Now going into his senior year, the Trojans are expecting each opponent's best effort when facing Tyler Ray.
You're pitching for the defending Sun Belt champions. Whoever goes out there on Friday night is going to have a bullseye on their back, and I'm just proud to be that guy. And I don't want to be compared to last year when it comes to stats and stuff, because 12-0 was a very special year for me. But I think I'm ready to enjoy that, mentality of everybody's coming after you every night, and just ready for it to keep going.
Ray will be the first to remind you that one player and one great season does not define a team. Ray says it's a group effort, and the 2012 Trojans have been hard at work in the offseason, hoping to make it back to regionals and even further to the College World Series.
Last year we made the Vanderbilt Regional, and we always talk about going to Omaha, and I think really last year shows how realistic that goal is for us. We ran into a good Vanderbilt Regional, and I think it shows how realistic our goals are and how we can accomplish them if we keep playing good.
Taylor Burke, Trojan Sports Now.
First pitch for the 2012 Trojan baseball season will be on February 17th when the Trojans play host to the Central Michigan Chippewas. And the only team in action on the Troy campus this past weekend was the women's tennis team. And as Dustin Carroll shows us, after a loss to open the home schedule on Saturday, things brightened up for the Trojans on Sunday.
The Troy women's tennis team played their first home games of the season this weekend, when they took on Auburn Saturday and Florida A&M Sunday afternoon. Troy fell to Auburn 5-2, but the Trojans were able to win one doubles match and the 1 seed in the singles matches. Coach Eric Hayes talks about Saturday's home opener.
Well, it was, Auburn's a good team, but we had them at home. We had a good crowd. The doubles came down to one match. We won at 1, Auburn won at 2, and we didn't take care of it at 3, so we were down 1-0. And we won 2 matches, but we didn't find 2 more, and we should have. And I was very frustrated with their effort and how we competed. It was unacceptable.
Sunday afternoon saw Troy pick up their first victory of the season by beating Florida A&M. The Trojans won all 3 doubles matches and swept through the singles matches without losing a single set on their way to a 7-0 victory. Coach Hayes said he challenged his team Sunday after Saturday's loss.
Good rebound after yesterday. Yesterday's match with Auburn was disappointing. We lost 5-2, but we had plenty of chances, and I felt it was a match we should have won, so we challenged them today, and they came out and won convincingly, which was good. They needed a win.
Despite only being 1-4 this season, the Trojans have played a brutal schedule so far, by playing number 1 ranked Florida, number 7 Georgia, and number 46 Kansas State. Hayes says playing these teams will do nothing but help the team later on in the season.
I think it's just going to, it's frustrating for them when you play the number 1, 5, 30, and whatever ranked teams, but I just think it pays off later when we get in our conference matches and when we play teams we have to beat to go to the NCAA tournament to earn that automatic bid. I just think it pays off later. our record will even out and come together later. I'm not concerned about our record right now.
Dustin Carroll, Trojan Sports Now.
Still to come on Trojan Sports Now, we'll have a preview of the upcoming week's basketball games, as well as a look at the Trojan Trio in the Super Bowl. But first, Jonathan Sellers had the chance to sit down with softball head coach Melanie Davis for a preview of the season. Stick around for more Trojan Sports Now.
Trojan Sports Now.